Alright, I robbed my beehives. This is my first year to get any honey. And no, I do not know what I'm doing, but let me just show you real quickly. I'm uncapping. Now, I don't have an uncapping knife. I'm just using a serrated knife that I'm leaving it in hot water. And I'll try to come from this direction. Maybe you can see a little better. And what you want to do is take the cap off. This is capped honey. And just basically shaving the caps off. Let's see if I can get up here without getting too messy. And when the knife is heated up, it works a whole lot better. I will, after this experience, I will be getting me a heated uncapping knife. Okay, and you're just taking the cap off, exposing the honey, and this is what it looks like. Now that one they pull the comb, but they've probably gone back in. Either they didn't have enough honey, or they ate it. I'm not sure. It's like I say, very little honey this year. Nobody's got honey because it's just been so dry. Very few flowers, very little nectar, very little honey. So I'm uncapping this. I will let me just show you what it looks like uncapped. Let's see here. Hopefully I won't drip this everywhere, but that has been uncapped. Okay. Now we got it in my extractor, and I'll show you that running here in a minute. One good thing about it, when you get honey on you, there's only one good way to get it off. That's just to lick it. Alright, let me stop the camera, get some honey all over the camera, and I'll be back. So, again, spinning the honey out, and let me show you one that's pretty cleaned up. Okay, see, that's got a lot of pulled comb, the little cells that they filled with honey. But now this side they didn't do anything with, but this side they did, and you can see that it's that the cells are empty. It spun it out pretty well. Now I'll put these outside and let the bees come and clean it up. They'll love to have it. They'll take it back home, put it back. So it's, you know, the part that I don't use, they will. I've got some where I uncapped it over here. I've got the capping, which is wax, in a colander, dripping down, and I will strain it through, and it'll have some honey in it too. Some of the honey is dripping out of it. Problem is, you're supposed to do this when it's warm, so I had to crank up the heat in the house to 80 degrees, and I'm about to die. In fact, it's about time to turn the heat down because I'm about done. But anyway, I'll drain this through a strainer. I think that's a 600 mesh strainer that fits right down in a 5-gallon bucket. This particular bucket is for honey, got the little spigot on it, and so it strains out anything, any of the comb, any impurities, any bee legs and antennas. So you don't want a bee leg on your biscuit, all right? You look down at your biscuit and you say, "Daggone, I got a bee leg." I see a head staring up at you. Now see, I just turned a bunch of it off to honey, you know, and that was completely unnecessary. But anyway, that's why you use the strainer, so you don't have to contend with the bee legs, okay? Maybe I'd better shut this off and shut up. I'm getting a little crazy. It's 80 degrees. Daggone, I'm dying. I'll show you the finished product in a minute. Okay, the honey is flowing out of the extractor into this bucket that I've got this screen on top. That's not a full bucket of honey. The screen is holding it. It's coming through. There's probably a 1/4 inch of honey. I just started it. 1/4 inch of honey in it. But this way you save, you know, if you remember me shaving the top of it off. Now some of you experienced beekeepers are laughing at me right now because I you know, freely admit, don't know what I'm doing. Learning. I love to learn. And anyway, you shave the top of it off, and quite a bit of a bee's job is to build the little cells that the honey goes in. That takes a lot of their time. So it's called pulling the comb, and to set out some pulled comb for them in the spring to go ahead and start filling up with honey, that saves them a lot of time. They don't have to pull the comb. They don't have to build the little cells up with wax, the little wax cells, and then fill them with honey. They can just, you know, you've already got your buckets there. All you got to do is fill up your buckets. It's not like you have to make the buckets, okay? You know what I'm saying? So that doing it this way, you get nothing but pure honey, especially, you know, as you strain it and everything, and you save the bees a lot of work. You start them off in the spring with some frames that are already pulled, and all they've got to do is just start filling with honey. They don't have to do that much work. It's I forget how long it takes them to you know, of course it depends on the size of your hive, the amount of bees in your hive, but it's just it saves them a lot of work. And again, I'm learning, but this is it. We've well, let me stop just a second and I'll show you the final product here in a little while. Here is the finished product. That is some good stuff. Better than you buy in the store. Got 12 of those. One left over that we can't find a lid to, so we're going to have to, a lid that'll fit. Have to do something with that one. But anyway, so there we are. Good stuff. We're gone.